Welcome to our channel, where we explore how to make your golden years the best years of your life. Do you ever feel like an old book that has been put on a shelf and no one wants to open it anymore? Or do you think that your chance to find love, laughter, and a true life partner has passed you by? Today, I will reveal 5 proven places where men over 60 regularly meet compatible women who share their values and desire meaningful friendship. And these are not just theoretical places. These are real opportunities, proven through hundreds of stories I have witnessed. The most surprising place is number 5, and it changed Frank's life in ways he never imagined. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Stick with me until the very end, because knowing these places isn't just about finding a date. It's about unlocking a renewed sense of purpose, joy, and friendship that can truly transform your golden years. Before we dive in, I'd really like to know how many of you have dealt with this. If what I just shared sounds familiar, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it also shows others they're not alone. Okay, let's get started. Location number 1. Community volunteer activities and charitable organizations. Many folks think volunteering is just about killing time or doing good deeds. But I've seen it do so much more than that. So much more. It's often the last place men over 60 expect to find companionship or a meaningful relationship. And that's precisely why it's so potent. When you volunteer, you're not just giving away hours from your week. You're automatically stepping into a circle of people who share your core values, your kindness, and your compassion. There's almost a magnetic quality to witnessing someone freely give their time to help others. This isn't just a fleeting feeling. It creates an instant foundation of respect and admiration. It allows you to see a person's true character in action, their reliability, their genuine goodness, their commitment to something bigger than themselves. You see, at this stage of life, we've often moved past the superficial games and shallow attractions. We're looking for authenticity, for meaning, for a shared purpose. Our bodies might be slowing down a little, but our hearts and minds are often craving a deeper fulfillment. Volunteering provides all of that in spades. It helps you redefine your purpose, and in doing so, opens the door to others who are often on a similar journey. That quiet loneliness, that sense of emptiness you might feel, often stems from a lack of purpose, a feeling of being sidelined. Volunteering fills that void, bringing a sense of contribution and belonging. And here's the beautiful part. It naturally brings you around others who are likely feeling the same way, also searching for connection and meaning. Studies, like those published in the Journal of Gerontology, consistently show that older adults who regularly volunteer report higher life satisfaction, reduced symptoms of depression, and a greater sense of social integration. And yes, for many, it often leads to new friendships and even romantic relationships. This isn't just speculation. It's backed by solid research into how positive social engagement benefits our aging brains and hearts. So, what's the first step? Please, don't walk in with dating plastered across your forehead. Don't. Instead, approach these opportunities with a genuine desire to contribute to causes you truly care about. Find something that genuinely resonates with you. It could be anything from a local food bank to a library. Think of it this way. These organizations are already established communities. They're like ready-made social clubs, but with a noble mission. You're not just looking for a date, you're joining a team, a sort of family, all working towards something bigger than yourselves. That shared mission, that's the secret sauce. Let me tell you about Robert, a 65-year-old retired accountant from Michigan. After his divorce, Robert felt completely lost about where to meet genuine, caring women. His friend suggested he start volunteering at the local food bank, not specifically to meet someone, but to give his life more purpose during a difficult transition. Robert threw himself into organizing donation drives and coordinating meal distributions. 3 months later, he found himself working alongside Martha, a retired nurse who had been volunteering there for 2 years. Their conversation started with logistics about food sorting, evolved into discussions about community needs, and eventually blossomed into long talks about their life experiences, values, and dreams. 18 months later, Robert and Martha are inseparable companions. They found not just romance, but a shared mission that gives their relationship deeper meaning than either experienced in their younger years. It truly is a beautiful thing to witness. So here's what you need to do. Be consistent. Show up reliably. Focus on the work at hand. Engage in natural conversations about the volunteer activities. Ask about others' experiences and motivations for volunteering, and share your own stories when appropriate. Let relationships develop organically through shared work and common purpose. Remember, the women you meet in these settings are there because they care about making a positive impact. They're likely to appreciate those very same qualities in a potential partner. If you feel inspired to find a new purpose, comment "Purpose" below. Location number 2. Adult learning classes and educational programs. Now, who says learning is just for the young folks? Many gentlemen, once they retire, think their learning days are over. But I, as someone who's worked with countless older adults, can tell you that's a thought that misses out on a tremendous number of opportunities. A huge mistake. There's something wonderfully attractive about a man who remains curious about the world, who believes that learning and personal growth don't stop at retirement. Educational settings create perfect environments for meaningful connections because they combine intellectual stimulation with regular interaction, all in a relaxed, non-competitive atmosphere. Everyone is there by choice, pursuing interests they're passionate about, which creates an immediate common ground for conversation and connection. At this age, keeping our minds sharp is incredibly important. Learning, especially learning alongside others, helps us stay connected, fights off feelings of isolation and boredom, and keeps our spirits lively. That feeling of lacking social activity or the desire to keep your mind engaged all get addressed naturally in these settings. There's a huge variety of adult learning classes available at community colleges, adult learning centers, and community education programs. Think about cooking classes. They're particularly wonderful for meeting people because they combine creativity, practical skills, and the natural socializing that happens around food preparation and sharing meals. Art classes, like painting, pottery, or photography, attract creative, expressive individuals who tend to be open to new experiences and relationships. Dance classes, especially those focused on ballroom or social dancing, provide physical activity, music, and the natural pairing that creates opportunities for closer interaction. Even computer and technology classes attract people who want to stay current with modern communication methods, keeping them connected to the world. History, literature, and current events discussion groups appeal to intellectually curious individuals who enjoy thoughtful conversation. And I have to give a special mention to language learning classes. They attract people interested in travel, other cultures, and expanding their horizons. The inherent vulnerability of learning something new together creates strong bonds between classmates. Your approach in educational settings should emphasize a genuine interest in the subject matter combined with friendly openness to your classmates. Participate actively in discussions, ask thoughtful questions, and show respect for others' opinions and experiences. Offer to study together, form study groups, or suggest grabbing coffee after class to continue interesting discussions that started in the classroom. Remember that many of the women in these classes are there for the same reasons you are. Seeking intellectual stimulation, social interaction, and opportunities to meet like-minded people who value personal growth and lifelong learning. If lifelong learning excites you, comment learning. Location number 3. Hobby groups and special interest clubs. Now, many of you might think clubs are just places to play around or indulge a personal hobby. But I've seen over the years that they're truly fantastic places to find deep connections, relationships that can last a lifetime. When you join a group centered around something you genuinely enjoy, you're automatically surrounded by people who share at least one significant interest with you. And you know what? Shared interests often reflect compatible personalities, values, and lifestyles. This creates natural conversation starters without any awkwardness. At this age, maintaining hobbies gives life meaning, keeping us engaged and motivated. Sharing them with others brings double the joy, while also addressing feelings of isolation, especially if you've recently moved or lost friends. Consider William's story. William, a 69-year-old retired engineer from Arizona, had always been an avid reader, but felt isolated after moving to a new city to be closer to his daughter's family. He discovered a book club at his local library that met twice monthly to discuss everything from historical fiction to contemporary memoirs. During his third meeting, he found himself in a passionate debate about a novel's themes with Eleanor, a retired English teacher who brought incredible insights to every discussion. Their conversations continued long after the formal meetings ended, evolving from literary analysis to personal stories about the books that shaped their lives. What started as shared intellectual curiosity grew into a deep friendship, and eventually a loving companionship that has enriched both their lives immeasurably. It's a beautiful testament to how genuine connections can blossom from simple shared interests. Studies show that hobby groups enhance social engagement and reduce feelings of loneliness in older adults, fostering a strong support network. The types of hobby groups are incredibly diverse, from book clubs, walking groups, for nature lovers and the health-conscious, photography clubs combining art with exploration, gardening clubs for those who appreciate beauty and patience, to card game groups or board game clubs, which require social skills and strategic thinking. Your success in hobby groups depends on authentic participation, rather than treating them as dating services. Get genuinely involved in the group's activities, contribute your knowledge and experience, and show appreciation for others' expertise and perspectives. Volunteer to help organize events, suggest new activities related to your shared interests, and be reliable in your participation. Remember that the goal is to build friendships first, and let romantic connections develop naturally from there if mutual interest exists. When you see someone consistently showing up for a shared passion, you're more likely to find compatibility in other areas as well. If you're ready to connect through your passions, comment passion. Location number 4. Religious and spiritual communities. Now, let me introduce you to a location that many men your age might feel hesitant about. Some folks think that places of worship are just for services or prayer, but I've witnessed them be a wonderful source of community and companionship, a place where many have found deep and meaningful connections. If spirituality plays any role in your life, faith-based communities offer some of the most supportive environments for meeting women who share your deeper beliefs about life's meaning and purpose. When you share fundamental beliefs about morality, purpose, and how to treat others, you've already established deep compatibility in areas that often cause conflict in relationships built solely on attraction or common interests. At this age, we understand what truly matters in life. Faith can be a strong foundation for a relationship, addressing feelings of loss, the search for meaning, and the desire for a partner who shares spiritual values. Research consistently highlights that engagement in religious activities can improve physical and mental health, enhance social support, and foster a sense of peace. Churches, Synagogues, mosques, and other houses of worship provide regular opportunities for interaction through worship services, study groups, volunteer activities, and social events. Many religious communities organize singles groups, but even if they don't, the regular gathering of people who share your faith creates natural opportunities for conversation and connection. Religious study groups, whether focused on scripture or theological discussions, attract people who are serious about their faith and interested in deeper conversations about life's meaning. Faith-based volunteer work combines the relationship-building power of community service with the added bond of shared spiritual motivation. Your approach in religious and spiritual settings should always emphasize genuine faith and respectful participation, rather than treating these communities as dating opportunities. Attend services regularly. Participate authentically in study groups and volunteer activities, and show genuine interest in deepening your spiritual life. Focus on building friendships through shared service and spiritual growth. And let romantic relationships develop naturally if mutual interest exists. Many of the most successful mature relationships are built on spiritual compatibility because shared faith guides handling conflicts, making decisions together, and supporting each other through life's inevitable challenges. If faith is your compass, comment "faith" below. Location number 5. Senior-focused online dating platforms. Oh, here it is. I know what you're thinking. I'm too old for that internet dating nonsense. I've heard that 100 times from my patients. But this is where you're going to be truly surprised. And I promise you, what I'm about to share will completely change your perspective on modern romance for mature adults. The stigma around online dating for seniors is completely outdated and, frankly, harmful. Modern senior dating platforms use sophisticated matching algorithms that consider your values, interests, life goals, and relationship preferences in ways that random encounters at coffee shops or grocery stores simply cannot match. These platforms allow you to connect with women who are actively seeking companionship, eliminating the guesswork about whether someone is available or interested in dating. At this age, you have financial stability, life experience, and clarity about what you want. These platforms turn those into major advantages, addressing that feeling of being invisible and breaking down the limits of your smaller social circle. Remember Frank, the 70-year-old man whose email I mentioned at the beginning of this video? After feeling invisible and forgotten, Frank decided to try silver singles at the encouragement of his tech-savvy daughter. He was terrified, convinced that online dating was either for young people or desperate individuals with serious problems. But within his first week, Frank had 3 meaningful conversations with women who shared his interests in gardening, travel, and volunteer work. 6 months later, Frank married Patricia, a 68-year-old retired librarian he met through the platform. He recently wrote to tell me that online dating gave him access to compatible women he never would have encountered in his daily life. Recent studies from the American Psychological Association indicate that online dating is becoming an increasingly common and effective way for older adults to form new, meaningful relationships. This shift reflects not only technological accessibility, but also a growing openness among seniors to explore companionship beyond traditional social circles. Several reputable platforms are catering specifically to mature users. Silver Singles specializes in connecting singles over 50 through comprehensive personality assessments, ensuring compatibility based on values, lifestyle, and emotional alignment. eHarmony takes a similar approach with its in-depth questionnaire process, creating matches rooted in deep psychological compatibility and long-term relationship potential. Our Time, designed exclusively for adults over 50, emphasizes shared life stage experiences, interests, and goals, helping users find genuine companionship with people who truly understand their journey. Even Match.com one of the most established platforms, now offers robust filtering tools that allow users to connect with age-appropriate matches who share their hobbies, values, and outlook on life. Together, these platforms demonstrate that love and meaningful connection don't have an expiration date. They simply evolve with time, technology, and a willingness to embrace new opportunities. The key to online dating success at your age lies in creating an authentic, compelling profile that showcases your life experience as an asset, rather than apologizing for your age. Use recent, clear photos that show you engaged in activities you enjoy. And write a profile description that highlights your stability, wisdom, and what you bring to a relationship. Be specific about your interests, values, and lifestyle, because this helps attract compatible matches and eliminates incompatible ones. Women on these platforms are typically looking for exactly the kind of stable, committed companionship that men your age are ready to provide. This is the most surprising, isn't it? If you're willing to try, comment "open mind" to let me know. Now, as we conclude, I have one very important question for you, for every one of you watching. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, I will look up volunteer opportunities in my town this week. Or, I will find one adult education class that piques my interest. Perhaps it's even, I'll finally explore one of those senior dating platforms just to see what it's all about. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to take that first brave step. It truly makes a profound difference, not just for you, but for everyone who reads your words. And if you found real value and genuine inspiration in our time together today, show your support by giving this video a like. Just a simple click. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of life-changing wisdom, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing, you see. It's joining a supportive community dedicated to living our absolute best lives together. Finally, think of one person, just one, who needs to hear this message today. A friend, a neighbor, a family member. And please, share it with them. You might just change their life, opening their eyes to possibilities they thought were long gone. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay wise, and remember, your best years of connection and love may very well be ahead of you, not behind. I'll see you in the next video.